Hi, I'm Ewan Fox, editor of 4 Bars Rest, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this unique 2020 Hall Symphony Hall Digital Brass Gala concert. The Brass Gala at Symphony Hall, Birmingham has taken place for over 25 years and is a regular feature in its diary alongside the hosting of the British Open Brass Band Championships. The Sunday event usually marks the unofficial start of their world-class autumn concert season. But as we're all aware, circumstances has meant that for the first time since the British Open came to the iconic venue in 1997, that hasn't been possible. In fact, it's only the second time since the inception in 1853 that the British Open hasn't been held, the only other way back in 1859. The 1997 event was of course postponed but took place a few months later, so we can only hope that it'll be another 161 years plus before the situation possibly happens ever again. The popular Brass Gala is produced by the music charity responsible for the running of Town Hall and Symphony Hall, Birmingham, and in recent years has been developed with the ongoing support from both Cory and Dyke bands, as well as a number of other special guests. For this unique concert, the 2019 British Open champion and the world-ranked #1 band has once again been joined by the band that has won the famous Gold British Open Shield more times than anyone else in history. Joining them will be the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire Brass Band and the truly fantastic Mnozil Brass, who really don't need any further introduction from me. The format for tonight's entertainment is straightforward, so sit back, relax as we open with an invigorating flourish, just as it should be, with the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire Band under the baton of Amos Miller. Legend of the Lockdown Leavers by Ryan Linham is as relevant as it is exciting, paying homage to the 2020 cohort of students who graduated from the Conservatoire in a year unlike any other.
Hello, I'm Amos Miller. I'm Head of Brass at the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. We thought it would be a lovely thing to do to commission a brand new work to celebrate the cohort of our amazing students who are graduating this summer in these unprecedented circumstances. Whilst we may not be together physically, we are still very much together musically, and the students have approached this project with their usual fantastic combination of enthusiasm, virtuosity and open-heartedness, and I couldn't be prouder of them. So without further ado, let me introduce the world premiere online of Ryan Linham's The Legend of the Lockdown Leavers. I think it's a terrific piece and I hope you really enjoy it.
Well, that was The Legend of the Lockdown Leavers by Ryan Linham, played by the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire Brass Band, conducted by Amos Miller. Well, as you can see, of course, the approach to this 2020 concert is going to be very different tonight. And as you can see, there was a fantastic effort made by those 28 individual players to play their part for that wonderful piece of music. And a little bit earlier, we caught up with Amos Miller to discuss the piece and how delighted he is that the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire, which is just down the road here from Symphony Hall, has been asked to play a part in this wonderful event. Amos, great to catch up with you. Tell us, it's been a very, very strange year for students all over the world. And of course, the students who are graduating at this time. Tell me, how proud are you with the cohort that you have got who've been able to be involved in this concert? And tell us a little bit about the inspiration between the piece that you were actually playing.
Sure, yeah, they've been absolutely amazing. I mean, obviously, as a performing music student on a BMUS course, you know, you have all the assessments all the way through your course, but what you really aim for at the end is your final recital. It's a thing where you have your family there, it's where you bring your friends and you have a nice party afterwards. It's a real event for them. So it's having that sort of taken away this year because of COVID has been incredibly tough for them. And I've been so blown away by their resilience and their good humour and their entrepreneurial kind of spirits, the resourcefulness. They've been absolutely fantastic. So I thought what would be nice to kind of celebrate their initiatives and their, just to make their year group different in a good way rather than a bad way. I thought it'd be nice to commission a piece where all 28 people who are graduating this year all had their own part with their own name on it. It's not Cornet 1, Cornet 2, Cornet 3, but it's, you know, Jacob or Sean or Amy or whatever. Everyone's got a part with their own name on it. And I thought it'd be nice to have, it's like a living yearbook, hopefully, for them. So that, you know, in future years, they can look back on this time and think, oh, look, there's so-and-so and his, you know, on their haircut funny or whatever. It's a sort of way of having some kind of thing to look back on in a really nice way. And I thought it'd be nice to have something sort of commissioned bespoke for that. And so I asked this extremely talented young trumpet player called Ryan Linham to compose this piece. And this is what he came up with, which is pretty epic, I think.
And all 28 students, master students as well as the graduates, have all played their part with this. So they're getting to use all those social media skills that students are so fond of.
Yeah, they get to use all their technical. I mean, it's interesting because some of the students are really, really on that side of things. They're really, and other people are more like me and a bit slower. But I think one thing that this last few months has done by necessity for everybody, we've all had to get better at technology. For those people who aren't good at it or instinctively drawn towards it, we've all had to get better at it. And so even the students who weren't so into kind of videoing and recording, they've all got good at it, which is hopefully a transferable skill for the future.
And tell for the future as well, what happens now with the Conservatoire? You're on the doorstep of Symphony Hall there. Are you hoping to build up a very close relationship between the two organisations?
Very much so. I was absolutely thrilled that we were asked to take part in this incredible event. It's, incredibly prestigious platform to be sharing the virtual boards with Cory, Dyke and Mnozil. I mean, it doesn't get much posher than that in the brass world. So we're obviously ecstatic to be involved. And obviously from a Birmingham connection point of view, the Symphony Hall is an incredible, Town Hall Symphony Hall is an incredible venue, developing this new space now. And I'm very much hoping that this can be the start of a nice relationship between the whole Conservatoire, not just the brass department and the hall.
Well, that's fantastic to hear from you. And no better introduction then to listen to the students and the graduates from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire and the brass band playing Legend of the Lockdown Leavers. Well, I think you agree. It was wonderful to hear from Amos Miller there and the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire Brass Band, and what has been a very difficult year for students all over the world. Now, it's time for the world's #1 ranked band, the Cory band from South Wales, who have been part of this gala event over many years. They're going to be conducted, of course, by Philip Harper. In the last few months, they haven't been sitting on their laurels. They're, of course, the 2019 British Open champions, and they would have loved to be coming to this event, being crowned as hat-trick winners. They have to wait now till 2021 possibly for that to occur. But in the meantime, they've been really proactive in making sure that their unique brand of entertainment has been enjoyed across the world. They're going to bring us something really special, and a little bit earlier, we caught up with Philip Harper to talk about what he's got in store for us. Well, Phil, it's great to see you, and I hope you've been keeping yourself busy throughout the summer. I know Cory has not been sitting on his laurels and has been doing plenty on social media. Tell us a little bit what the band has been doing, and again, how it's been planning for this concert, the virtual concert at Symphony Hall.
Yes, well, indeed, yeah. It's been difficult to know how to continue our activities because, of course, we can't meet, we can't do concerts, we can't rehearse. But yes, we have come up with a few ideas to keep things going over the summer. So, of course, we've been working on some of our virtual performance videos, which the audience are going to see for the first time this afternoon, Birmingham. And we've also been working on two bigger projects as well, which have both been funded by the Welsh Arts Council. And the first is a youth brass weekend, which we've very recently successfully staged and attracted loads and loads of young brass players across Wales. We had enough to split into two bands, an upper band and a lower band, so all really great fun. And then also we've got coming up our Cory Band online brass band competition, where we've got bands from all over the world divided into the usual sections, and they've all been working on distance banding videos. And we're going to stream all 5 sections across our YouTube channel in a week's time, actually. Yeah, so that'll soon be coming up on us. So yes, what with that and 1 or 2 other virtual performances as well, we've been pretty busy over the summer.
There's been many challenges, of course, because of the coronavirus pandemic, but it's also given many opportunities. And as you said, Cory grabbed it straight at the very beginning when he did the first social distance video, which became a hit, and lots of other bands were inspired from that there. Have you seen it that it's been in many ways, there's a positive side to it? You've been able to reach out to a much wider audience.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been fantastic to see the amount of creativity that so many bands have kind of put out there over the lockdown. It's one of the reasons we wanted to put the competition on, actually, was to sort of channel all of this creativity, and in fact even encourage more and more bands to get involved with this, because you know, it's miserable not being able to play music, isn't it? So this is not the same as live music, but it is a form of music making. And it's one which, yeah, like you say, lots of people have embraced over the lockdown. So we're delighted about that. But the bottom line is, I think, like everyone, we can't wait to get back to being on stage and being involved with live performance again.
Talking about you being on stage, you've been in the very fortunate position, of course, when it's come to the Sunday contest, the concert, of course, this is going on a Friday night. You walk onto that stage, you're the British Open champion. What's that feeling like 24 hours or less than 24 hours, bleary-eyed a little bit, that you come in now and you're there on stage as the British Open champions, ready to perform and entertain an audience?
It's if you win the contest the day before, it's one of the best gigs in the world to do. Really, one of the world's greatest concert halls, full to the rafters with audience, and of course the all-important bragging rights to bring the shield onto the stage and enjoy that moment. If you haven't done so well in the contest, then it's terrible. No, I'm only joking, of course. It's never terrible, but yeah, that feeling is quite special on the Sunday, because of course the band's been together for a long, like the week or two before the contest, very intense. And then if things have gone well and you've won the contest on the Saturday, then you have a good celebration all together in Birmingham on the Saturday night, which we usually do. And then you sort of wake up a little bit late on the Sunday, a little bit kind of a bit of a sore head, and then you go and do this incredible concert in Symphony Hall. So yeah, that is really the icing on the cake on what is anyway always a great gig.
And tell us then a little bit about the music that you're actually playing and how it's been put together, because it's a real whiz-banger of a piece, but you've got to have somebody who has got both a little bit of technical know-how to do it. I know you've got a couple of those in the band, so how did you do it? And tell us a little bit about the piece that you're playing.
The guy behind all of our videos is Ali Woodman, who plays in our percussion section, and he's been incredible and innovative, imaginative right from the start. And this, I think, is our 11th distance video now that we're about to release to the world. This one's a little bit different because as part of the Arts Council grant, we actually have equipped all of the band members now with proper quality, really good quality microphones set up for them to have in their houses. So this is the first one that we've done really that hasn't relied on mobile phones for sound. And I hope everyone will hear a big difference. But still, as you say, as well as playing well into the microphones, you still need someone like Ali, who's absolutely, you know, he was great to start with, but his skills at putting these videos together have just become brilliant, really. So he's put together our first piece today and the mass bands item as well. But the first piece that we're going to play in this part of the concert is an arrangement I did a couple of years ago. Of one of the movements from Vivaldi's The Four Seasons, and I sort of took it and kind of rocked it up a little bit, put it in a bit of a disco style. So hopefully a bit of a foot tapper to get us going. It's The Four Seasons by Vivaldi.
Well, Phil, many thanks for joining us. Congratulations on all the success of the band, and we look forward to listening now to the Four Seasons played by the Cory Band, conducted by Philip Harper. Well, wow. And our thanks go to Philip Harper and the Cory Band for that truly thrilling performance of The Four Seasons by Vivaldi. Contrast now then, and with our guests, the Dyke Band, of course, from Queensbury, a band that has a truly unique history and has won the Gold British Open Trophy more times than anyone else. We caught up with their conductor and director of music, Professor Nicholas Charles, to find out a little bit more about what the band has been doing and what they've got in store for us. Well, Nick, it's great for you to join us for this Brass Gala concert on a special occasion. Tell us, Dyke are one of the busiest bands anywhere in the world. What's been happening over the last few months with the band, and how much have you been looking forward for doing this for this concert?
You're right, Ewan. It's been really strange times. We're used to doing at least 2 practices a week and around about 50 concerts a year. And that means we've had 50 concerts cancelled. And so during this time, we've been trying to keep in touch with all our real great fans from all over the world with our Facebook. And Ben Wright, the person who looks after the Dyke Facebook, he created a series where we called it our solo series. And it even featured our second horn right up to our soprano, just about everybody in the band. We've got some fantastic figures that we're actually viewing these, up to about 18,000 people coming onto our actual Facebook site. But following on from that, then we decided we'd like to feature our sections. And, you know, that the Barzans uniforms doing Rushland and Ludmilla, to the trombones doing Nigo Tango. But again, really strange times because a band like Dyke, it's their passion. They really, really want to perform. And in these challenging times, we've just got to wait just the same as every other band.
Tell us, how much do you look forward to the British Open weekend? Because in normal circumstances, you would be putting the finishing touches to a test piece performance and then waiting, of course, to enjoy yourselves hopefully on the Sunday with the concert. So how different has it been? And what have you done in this respect then to make this concert performance a little bit different?
Well, this was a little bit of a tease, wasn't it? Because we all received the score for the British Open contest. And then, of course, we didn't even receive our parts when the contest was cancelled. So at this point, you know, to be able to try and share on this weekend a performance from Black Dyke is really special. The contest, of course, on the Saturday is arguably the greatest contest in the world. The best 20 bands that line up, and the sport of our movement. The contest is always packed out. And you know when you're at a contest, because when I turn around to have a look to see whether the jury kit is ready, you see everybody in the audience and they have their hands crossed. But on the Sunday, it's a gala concert. And I very often ask the audience who attended at the contest. And you know, inevitably on the Sunday, it's a totally different audience. We always start off with Queensbury when I go to Symphony Hall, and we always have a great finisher. But I probably my most requested item on a Sunday after the British Open is a beautiful hymn tune. None better than this setting by Peter Graham of Swedish folk song. Well, of course, most people won't recognise perhaps the title, but certainly they'll recognise the tune as How Great Thou Art. And it's one of those ones that I know would be the most requested that we could ever have.
And tell us, how did you put that together for this event?
I'd like to take the credit for that, Ewan, but I can't. But when we started this lockdown, I've got to say, I'd never heard of a virtual performance before. But at Black Dyke, they were given a guide track. And for the first time in 6 months, everybody put their band uniform on and they went to their favourite room and they recorded themselves on their phones. They had to be told which landscape they were going to be, and then they'd all send them in. During this time, I've got to say, I got intrigued and I decided I'd take some lessons how to actually edit. But I've got to say, this is definitely one step too far. And I've been lucky enough to have lessons of a young man in Scotland. His name is Ryan Bradley. He's the percussionist at the Whitburn Band, and he's put all of this together for Black Dyke. What's really poignant about this performance is as you watch it towards the end, he's even incorporated pictures of the band as they performed at Symphony Hall last year.
Oh, that's wonderful, and congratulations to Ryan. I know he's a very clever, fine player as well, and a very clever chap. He's going to have a great career. Nick, many thanks for that. And of course, without further ado then, we can all sit back and enjoy the Black Dyke Band playing Swedish folk song. Now, what is there left to say about our next guests, Mnozil Brass? If you haven't seen them before, then you've missed something special. But if you have, why not just enjoy it all again? Their brilliant virtuosity is only matched by their surreal comedy. They visited Birmingham as part of their previous 2 world tours, Yes, Yes, Yes and Cirque, and on their last visit presented only their 2nd ever family matinee performance. Commissioned by Hall Symphony Hall, Birmingham, it was a great success. We are thrilled then that the group has generously allowed us to showcase previously unreleased footage from their last Cirque World Tour, receiving a virtual world premiere this evening as part of this Virtual Brass Gala concert. The good news is that Mnozil will be back in Birmingham in 2021, so please make sure you book your tickets early when the dates are released. Sit back then and be prepared as Cirque sees the septet transforming the stage into a musical flea circus. In summary, the earth is round, humanity laughs, and in a nutshell, the world is a circus. Come one, come all, listen and be amazed. Well, Nick, we come to the finale of our special virtual gala concert tonight, and I hope everybody at home, I'm sure, has enjoyed it. There's a special treat, of course, because when you come to the concert itself, it's like a mass band. You have Cory and Dyke all on stage, and usually sometimes you get a special guest conductor to come along. Tell us, at the end of that day on a Sunday, it's a great way to round off a memorable weekend.
Absolutely. You know, all the bands have been wanting to do the best on the contest, and then we come to the concert where we share, you know, a great concert program. But to be able to rub shoulders then with two of the greatest bands in the world is a special occasion. Normally, I would conduct an item, Phil would conduct another, and then, of course, we'd be fighting who's going to conduct the finale. What's really great about this one is that when you see the performance, we even had two conductors conducting Liberty Bell.
Well, there we are. And what a fantastic way to finish it off. I know that it's been especially put together by Ali, who does the stuff with the Cory band. And it's a wonderful way to finish off a wonderful concert. So without further ado, the joint forces of Cory and the Dyke band playing Sousa's Liberty Bell. What a wonderful, fun-packed way to round off this special 2020 Town Hall Symphony Hall Digital Brass Gala concert. It can't be too often you get to enjoy a mass band performance directed by two conductors. We hope you've enjoyed this special concert production by the music charity responsible for the running of Town Hall and Symphony Hall Birmingham, whose income has been severely impacted during this pandemic. So if you can help them in any way, you can do so either via the Facebook live stream or by visiting www.thsh.co.uk. Our thanks go to the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire Brass Band, Cory, Dyke and of course Mnozil Brass for providing us with the entertainment. And my thanks go to Chris Proctor and the team at Symphony Hall for the support that they continue to give the brass band movement in these troubled times. It's been a very different British Open weekend this year, but we are sure we will all return to enjoy the British Open and Brass Gala concert at Symphony Hall as soon as possible. In the meantime though, keep an eye open for other innovative virtual ways brass bands at all levels are entertaining audiences around the world. There really is plenty to enjoy. Thanks for joining me.